Elias Ward had always believed that fear came from the unknown, dark corners, hidden truths, the human tendency to imagine monstrosities where none existed. But now, fear came from what he understood too well. The asylum walls exhaled softly as he moved through the corridor, a rhythmic expansion and contraction like the breathing of some massive organism. The membrane-thin layer beneath the peeling plaster quivered with every step he took. It wasn't imagination. It wasn't hallucination. It was acknowledgement. It knew him. The mark of the 9th door still glowed faintly beneath his shirt, a soft ember rhythmically pulsing with his heartbeat. He could feel it whenever he inhaled, a second set of lungs that did not belong to him, expanding in synchronization with his own. As he passed through the corridor, Elias noticed something new. The faces pressed into the walls were no longer still. They were watching. Eyes formed from subtle indentations, mouths shaping into soundless whispers. The sensation made his skin prickle as if unseen fingers traced his spine. He raised his recorder in trembling hands. "Site log 32B, he whispered. "The asylum walls are responding to my presence. I don't know if they are alive in the biological sense, or if this is projection of the pulse's memory." A ripple passed through the walls, a visible wave, like muscle tightening. He froze. "Correction," he said. "They are listening." A faint light flickered in the distance, pulsing red, then white, then red again. Not electricity, not in a place abandoned for more than a century. A heartbeat. His? No, the building's. He moved slowly, careful not to disturb the strange stillness around him. The stale air tasted metallic, tinged with an unfamiliar sweetness. Something like rot, but cleaner, purified decay. An impossible contradiction, yet the only phrase his mind allowed. Clara's voice echoed faintly in memory. "You already opened it. You just don't remember when." But what did that mean? Ahead, he heard the faint tapping of footsteps. Soft, bare, almost childlike. Elias's pulse accelerated. He forced himself forward, turning a corner, and nearly collided with her. Clara Harrow stood only inches away, her white gown smeared with streaks of dried crimson. Her hair hung like wet ropes around her face. Her remaining eye reflected the red pulses coursing through the walls, and the empty socket glimmered faintly with a strange luminescence, as though something inside her head still watched him. She didn't breathe. She didn't blink. She simply stared at him, her voice emerging like a whisper trapped beneath water. "You shouldn't have followed me, Elias." He stepped back, but the hallway behind him had already changed. Flesh-like ridges formed across the stone, sealing the route like a closing throat. "Clara," he gasped. "The door, it did something to me." She tilted her head slowly, her neck creaking like old wood. "It didn't do anything. It revealed what you are." His blood chilled. "What I am." "You've heard the pulse since childhood," she continued. "Those dreams you dismissed, the shadows in your periphery, the feeling of someone breathing behind you when you were alone. You thought it was anxiety." Her smile was brittle, haunted. It was memory. Elias swallowed. "Whose?" Clara's face twitched. Something shifted beneath her skin, a faint ripple, like worms beneath fabric. "The same memory Harrow tried to bury," she whispered. "The same memory the asylum accepted willingly. The 9th door is not a place. It is an inheritance." Before he could respond, the walls shuddered violently. A deep moan echoed through the corridor, a sound like a dying cathedral exhaling its last prayer. The lights flickered, then surged with intensity. Clara grabbed his wrist. Her touch was ice cold. "We're running out of time." She dragged him down another corridor, one that shouldn't exist. Elias had mapped this floor multiple times. Yet the path she led him through spiraled downward, descending far beneath the recorded blueprints. The air grew denser, warmer, more alive. A thick throb vibrated underfoot. "We're close," Clara whispered. "To what?" She didn't answer. The passage opened into a vast chamber, the same circular design from Harrow's drawings, but infinitely larger. The walls curved inward like the ribs of a beast. Bioluminescent veins pulsed with a red-white rhythm he now recognized as the 9th pulse. At the center stood a colossal growth. A heart, not human, not animal. A structure made of memory itself, flesh woven from forgotten thoughts, regrets, dreams, nightmares, all beating in unison. Each pulse sent waves of distorted reality rippling outward. Images flickered in the air, visions of Elias's own past, looping like fragments of shattered film. Him as a child, standing in a hospital hallway, staring at a door painted red, hearing a heartbeat coming from behind it, whispering a word he never remembered learning. Elias stumbled back, dizzy. No, this isn't real. It is, Clara whispered, because it's your memory. You were chosen long before you understood. Harold wasn't the first to hear the pulse, and he wasn't the last. Elias stared at the massive, breathing heart. You brought me here to open it, he said quietly. Clara didn't deny it. Instead, she placed a hand over her empty socket. I've spent decades trapped between thought and flesh, she whispered. I only exist because the door remembers me. You can free me or condemn me to eternity. Elias felt the pull of the heart, warm, inviting. It resonated with his own heartbeat, mirroring it perfectly. The ninth door wasn't a door. It was destiny. He stepped closer, entranced. Behind him, a low growl echoed. Clara's posture snapped rigid. No, it's waking up. Elias, move. The ground split open. A shape crawled from beneath. Skeletal yet fleshy, tall as a man but contorted like a creature that had forgotten how to stand. Its limbs were long, twisting like tendrils. Its skin were pale and translucent, veins glowing red. And its head was Elias's own face, stretched over a skull far too large, empty eye sockets dripping with thick black fluid. It hissed his name in a voice half infant, half ancient. Elias staggered. Clara stepped between them, raising her hands. It's not him, she said. It's what the door remembers about him. It's the shadow of his forgotten self. The creature lunged. Clara shoved Elias aside, and the monster collided with her, sending her crashing into a pillar of pulsating flesh. Her form flickered, like a glitch in a corrupted memory. Geo, she screamed. But Elias didn't move, because the creature had turned toward him again, and he could hear something, faint, familiar. His own heartbeat. It beat from inside the creature. Elias understood. It was him, the version of him that had opened the door long ago, the version that had been consumed by the pulse, the memory he had forgotten. The ninth door didn't show visions. It archived souls. Elias's rational mind cracked. He felt something deep within him answer the heart's call. His skin tingled, his vision blurred. The symbol beneath his shirt began to burn. Clara gasped. You're activating. Elias, stop. But it was too late. The symbol glowed through his skin, burning crimson. The giant heart responded, beating faster, harder, shaking the entire chamber. The creature shrieked and lunged, but Elias held out his hand, and the monster froze mid-air, suspended by an invisible force. Clara's eyes widened with terror. Oh no, you're becoming part of it. Elias spoke in a voice he did not recognize, deeper, layered with countless echoes. I remember. The creature dissolved, collapsing into a pool of black liquid that was absorbed by the floor. The heart pulsed triumphantly. Clara trembled. Elias, the door didn't choose you. It created you. He turned toward her. You helped me find this place, he said calmly. Why? To stop it or to release it? Her lips quivered. To stop it. To stop you. You were the final piece. The mind that remembered itself. The walls began to close inward. Veins constricted. Reality folded. Clara ran toward him, reaching for his hand. You still have a choice, she cried. Close the door. Let this thing die. Elias looked at her, and for a moment he felt the echo of who he once was. Weak, human, terrified. Then the ground cracked open as the heart roared. Elias stepped forward and placed both hands on the massive, living surface. Clara screamed. No, Elias, don't. A blinding light erupted. The chamber shook violently. The ninth door opened, not outward, inward, where memory ended and creation began.